Part 17. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 161. There was no sound of footsteps, but two people appeared in front of Xia Yangqiu at a very fast speed. Both were in neat uniforms and got down on one knee. Subordinates are here. Xia Yangqiu didn't even look at it, he took out a biscuit and took a bite. Grab it. The old man Ming didn't even have time to react, so he was controlled by two guards and put on handcuffs specially made by the supernatural administration. This special handcuff can block the energy in the evolutionary body and suppress it into an ordinary person. But of course, tools are not everything. If an A-level evolver runs rampant, there is no way to stop it in this way. What handcuffs are you wearing? Xia Yangqiu saw it and sneered, just his evolutionary ability. A waste of tools. The old man Ming was almost gutted, and he began to kowtow, Sir. Lord, spare your life, how dare I touch your son, even if you give me the courage, I dare not touch it? It's true that he is an evolutionary, but the level is too low, and he cannot enter the eyes of the top evolutionary at all, and he is in a very embarrassing position. Like Ming Wengxian, Mr. Ming can only find a sense of existence from ordinary people. Why, Ming Wengxian isn't your granddaughter. Xia Yangqiu finished eating the biscuits and took out another piece of bread, or is Xia Yu not my son? Or do you want to say that I am old and have a bad memory? This sentence is like a sentence of thunder that exploded on the top of Mr. Ming's head. His eyes were so wide that they almost fell out of their sockets, and his voice trembled violently, Xia Yu. Instead of provoking the Xia family, he provoked the supernatural authority. It's better to piss off the entire Xia family. I'm sorry. Xia Yangqiu could see at a glance what Mr. Ming was thinking. My mother left the Xia family 800 years ago, it's no use calling anyone in the Xia family now, take it away. Sir, spare your life. Your lord, spare your life. Old Master Ming kowtowed frantically, Sir, I didn't know that young Master Xia Yu was your son. If I knew, give me 100 courage, I would never dare to forgive me. Yes, of course you wouldn't dare if you knew about it. Xia Yangqiu smiled, bullying the soft and fearing the hard is really rubbish. My son is dealing with people like you. By the way, you also gave me away. I will let my son continue to work in the entertainment industry as an ordinary person. Let's see how many people like you like to court death so much. The two guards who heard clearly. And this kind of operation? They have to observe a second of silence for the young master. The old man Ming kowtowed his head with blood, and his ears were buzzing. Until now, he didn't know Xia Yangqiu's status in the supernatural administration. Who was he provoking? Moreover, if the Xia family has such a high-level evolutionary person, can they still live under the Yu family? After the old man Ming was taken out, Xia Yangqiu said again, come on. Another guard appeared silently, the main seat. Xia Yangqiu tapped on the table, what about the collected things? The guard handed over a notebook. It records what the Ming family has done over the years and what Ming Wengxian has done in the entertainment industry. The old man Ming is very careful, and usually does not move the evolutionary at all, even if it is E-level. This time it was also because of Ming Wengxian's request that 10 evolutionaries were sent out. Who would have thought of hitting directly on the muzzle of the OCS? Well, this matter was originally not under our control. Xia Yangqiu threw the book back after reading it, give it to the Qinjun League and let them take good care of these families who started to oppress others by relying on their own abilities. Thing. As she said that, she glanced at Ming Wengxian who was unconscious outside the door, and this woman is also sent to the Qinjun League. She is not an evolutionary. Don't waste my hand. The corner of the guard's mouth twitched, yes, this subordinate will do it now. This was sent to the Qinjun League, and the result was not very good, but even worse. He has done too many evil things, and it is definitely better to shed a few layers of skin than to die. The Ming family was copied like that. Xia Yankai slowly finished the dry food he carried with him, and said to himself, "Stinky boy, he can only see with one face, and he will cause trouble for himself." The phone rang at this moment. Xia Yankai glanced at it and picked it up. "Yan Yan, didn't Dad say you took half a month's leave? Why didn't I see you when I got home?" There was a deep male voice on the other end of the phone, but there was a bit of resentment in his voice. "There are more than a few in the league. You are alone, you can stop for a while, we don't have paid vacations." "I'm in Nanzhou," Xia Yankai said, "go to Linkheng after finishing the business. The night of the Stinky Boys group is coming soon. Come and watch it together." The man paused and wrote a note to Xiaoyu, "Okay." The world of the two fell apart again. "Well, when the time comes, I will record a call video of his family members." Xia Yankai suddenly slammed the table. "Also, it's all you, what are you doing so good looking? Passed it on to your son, and he won't let anyone else. Peace of mind." The phone was hung up. The man who was scolded inexplicably. "Isn't Xiaoyu more like Xia Yankai? Forget it, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that he has to make another note for Xiaoyu." Xiaoyu, who didn't know that he was about to get mixed doubles, was still being taught by Sci-fi at this time. After the tidbits were filmed, the trainees returned to the training camp. Without the camera, Xiaoyu could only lower his eyebrows and listen to Sci-fi's question. Sci-fi slowly rolled up his sleeves. "Come on, dear classmate Xiaoyu, tell me, how many times have you been violent?" Xiaoyu frowned, but still said, "3 times, the last time was 5 years ago." He answered so calmly, but Sci-fi was a little surprised. "So I said it? I'm not afraid that I will do something to you. The power runaway is very dangerous for the evolutionary, and it will affect the safety of life. Of course, some evolutionaries specialize in releasing their power and want to take revenge on others. Mr. Si already knows about the evolver, so of course I'll say it straight." Xiaoyu looked leisurely. "I wonder if Teacher Si is interested in joining the Supernatural Administration? That is, the Spirit Alliance." Si changed his face in a second, his face expressionless. "I'm not interested, I'm a salted fish." She took the initiative to send her to the OCS. Brain is broken. 3 times is a very dangerous number. Si pondered. "I'll see if there is any way to help you suppress it." Xiaoyu's pupils tightened suddenly, and his eyes became sharp. "Mr. Si can do anything. This is something that the Evolution Alliance is embarrassed about. There are no more than 10 evolutionaries in the world who can perfectly control their own power. Including Xia Yankai, they all went through violently. Maybe, maybe not." Si held his chin and smiled slightly. "Don't talk about me, you won't find out anything." Xiaoyu raised his hand and surrendered again. "Okay. Teacher Si." The staff knocked on the door of the dance studio and respectfully said, "The ranking has been released." Si raised his head and snapped his fingers. "Come on. The third performance was successfully concluded yesterday, and today the rankings of the 22 trainees were released. The top 3 are Xiaoyu, Yakinju and Su Ziun. Lu Yan was not only squeezed out of the top 3, but also gradually expanded with the 3rd place. The program has progressed here, and the ranking has basically been determined, and there will be no major changes on the night of the group." Su Ziun took back his mobile phone and reported the recent victory to Grandma Su. As soon as he ended the call, a push message automatically popped up on his phone. #MingWengxian, block hashtag. The entry is followed by a burst word. "Damn it," Su Ziun's eyes widened. Ming Wengxian was banned. What did she do? Xiaoyu glanced at him, expressionless. Ms. speed is also really fast. When the Ming family collapsed, Ming Wengxian had no capital, and everything she did was exposed on the internet. A long list of pictures, netizens ate melons and vomited. "It's disgusting. At that time, she touched me, my favorite star, at a publicity meeting, and I hated her very much. I was so happy that her sponsor finally fell. I don't know which big shot is killing the people for the people, and the entertainment industry finally has one less pest. Gossip, Jin's Hang and Qing Huan went to save the scene because Ming Wengxian wanted to do something to Xiaoyu, but teacher Si wouldn't let him. Ming Wengxian said he would quit and waited for teacher Si to ask her. Ha ha ha, who knew that the program team would directly. The two-dimensional god was invited, and she didn't even look at her. Now she's finished, she deserves it. Hey, have you found that it seems that several melons who have fallen in the entertainment industry recently have something to do with Si fucking? She is a member of the entertainment industry discipline, right? Stop talking, I went to worship the koi. Brother Xie, you're the lucky one. Su Ziun held up the phone. She just wanted to do something to you and she'd be gone. I'm not lucky, but I have a good brain. Xiaoyu pinched his eyebrows. Remember to eat more walnuts, and don't tell others that you are lucky. Although the lowest level evolutionary is no different from ordinary people, it can't cause any harm. But once a good luck buff like Su Ziun's body is discovered, it will be targeted by advanced evolutionaries and then plundered. Xiaoyu Luyan walked over, but he didn't smile. I'm really looking forward to how your family will appear when the 9th issue is released next week. Xiaoyu tilted his head. Why, do you want to see my mother? What am I doing when I see your mother? Luyan sneered. I'm not a great person. You are so arrogant even after you have fallen out of the top 3. Su Ziun snorted coldly. Your face is really big, so your family is amazing. Luyan left with a cold face. Brother Xie. Su Ziun beeped softly. So how will your mother help you out? Xiaoyu thought for a while. She might blow my head off. Su Ziun. At this time, Dongzhou, Ji family. A young man in rags crept into the gate of Ji's house. He was about to go back home cautiously, but was caught by the housekeeper who was patrolling outside. The housekeeper was startled at first, and was about to shout, Ji's house has entered a thief, until he saw Ji Xingzi's face. The young master is back. The housekeeper was very happy. Old man, the young master is back. Mr. Ji walked out, frowned and looked at Ji Xingzi. You've been a thief? You're ashamed, the customs didn't stop you. Don't mention it. Ji Xingzi snorted coldly. I burned down the Fujiyama family's ancestral hall, but they also plotted against me. I was attacked both mentally and physically as soon as I got off the plane. If I hadn't reacted in time, the airport would have been bombed. Who are you calling me? Mr. Ji slapped Ji Xingzi's head with a slap, and immediately frowned. You went to Dongsang this time, what did you find out? Although I'm quite conceited, I have to admit that their onmyoji has developed very quickly, and they have also created a lot of new tricks. Ji Xingzi's expression became serious. Old man, don't talk about it, the Fujiyama family. The strength of the head of the family is no worse than yours. If you really do it, I will see that you will have your braids sooner or later. Mr. Ji was so angry that his beard was shaking. Stinky boy, I think you need to be beaten. But he knew that what Ji Xingzi said was the truth. After the yin-yang and 5 elements were introduced into Dongsang in 600 years, Dongsang developed rapidly. Hey, alright, don't talk about this, hurry up, Uncle Housekeeper, find something good for me in the old man's treasure trove. Ji Xingzi sat down with a butt. I want the best, not the best. Mr. Ji shook his body. What are you doing? You've lost your family again. Those are your grandfathers and my coffin book. What coffin board? You still have many years to live, just save it. Ji Xingzi drank a large bucket of water. I'm here for my eldest brother, what do you know? Mr. Ji is suspicious. Your elder brother. My eldest brother is also an onmyoji. By the way, the mask that was passed down from the Great Xia dynasty is also given to me. Ji Xingzi said. My eldest brother is a bit difficult to describe, so he has to wear a majestic mask. Si fucking, I can go to you. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 162. He had already thought about it, he had to prepare enough for the meeting ceremony with his eldest brother. Ji Xingzi knew very well that Onmyoji could easily lead to confusion in the power of yin and yang and five elements because of the occasional failure to clear the meridians. This part of the disordered yin and yang and the five elements will erode the body of the Onmyoji, which will cause disfigurement in the light, and the meridians will be disorganized and become a crippled person. In addition, the Onmyoji often channeled spirits, attracted the soul to the upper body, and communicated with the dead, so the lifespan would not be too long. But no matter how good his elder brother is, he will never despise her. Onmyoji who are as handsome as him are rare. Your eldest brother is also an Onmyoji. Old Master Ji was even more puzzled. If you can call your eldest brother willingly, what level of Onmyoji do you have to be? This stinky boy dared to call himself Laozi in front of him, who else could make him afraid? Cough cough. Ji Xingzi cleared his throat and lowered his voice. Actually, you know the old man, you have heard it, the elders in the family even fought with my eldest brother. Mr. Ji thought about this sentence carefully. It's very powerful, he knows, and he has also played against the Ji family elders, so that's not. Master Ji's hand trembled and he almost pulled his beard off. He was instantly furious. You actually recognized Dongsang as the eldest brother. How dare you turn your elbows out and send my coffin book out? If I don't kill you today, I won't be called Ji Buking. Ji Xingzi was startled, and hurriedly jumped away. Old man, you are crazy, who recognizes Dongsang as a big brother? My big brother is from Daxia, pure Daxia blood. Nonsense. Old Master Ji was so angry that his beard shook. Which elder will fight the Onmyoji of Daxia? You woo. Ji Xingzi was weak. You woo, old man. She beat us, but she beat some of our elders, you really can't remember. Mr. Ji's footsteps stopped, and he exclaimed, you woo. This time, he directly pulled the beard off, and he gasped in pain. In the yin and yang five elements world, no one does not know the name Yuwu. In the past, dozens of Onmyoji from Dongsang besieged Yuwu, and even Bai Gui Yesin was invited out, but Yuwu was still intact. The Onmyoji of the pure combat system, the peak is Yuwu. Yuwu only appeared 6 years ago, but there has been no news in the past few years. Not only a few yin-yang families in Dongsang wanted to avenge their revenge, but the Ji family was also looking for Yuwu. Several elders of Ji's family also specially trained a few juniors who only train combat power, but unfortunately they can't reach the level of Yuwu at all. Mr. Ji didn't believe it at all. Can you get to know Yuwu? Are you worthy? Ji Xingzi. Dear Grandpa. I just know. Ji Xingzi snorted, triumphantly. I'm lucky, I met in Eternal, my eldest brother beat me up when they met, and then I followed her. Mr. Ji believed for a while and nodded. It seems that your kid's going to the holographic game is not just to pick up girls. Ji Xingzi was shocked. Damn, old man, don't ruin my reputation. I haven't even held a girl's hand. I'm proud of not holding hands. Master Ji looked at him with contempt. Shame. Ji Xingzi. Ro. He stopped talking. Either way it's wrong. Since it's Mr. Yuwu, then this gift must be chosen carefully. I'll choose it myself. Mr. Ji walked a few steps and suddenly stopped. No, I'd better go with you. No. Ji Xingzi categorically refused. Once you leave, old man, the rest of the Ji family will know. Don't bother my big brother. Yes. Mr. Ji frowned. There are ears on the wall. You go quietly, don't disturb other people. The last sentence is for the steward. The butler responded and hurriedly went down to prepare. By the way, there's one more thing. Ji Xingzi ate a few chicken legs. Old man, have you heard of the luck transfer formation? What's the solution for this more than 10 years of luck transfer formation? Transfer of luck. Old Master Ji's expression changed. Is this forbidden formation appearing? Oh, I'm just asking. Ji Xingzi said. I'm learning something new recently. Although he was indifferent, he also knew the seriousness of the matter. To be able to set up a transfer formation, he must be a very powerful onmyoji. It would be bad if there were G's family among them. If it's more than 10 years, there's no way to get it back. Mr. G paced with his hands behind his back. It's been 10 years, and luck has become one with the predators. It's difficult. And since they have made great efforts to make this kind of formation, there must be a certain similarity between the looters and those who have been deprived of luck, so that they can better capture the luck, just like a round cake can only be put into a round mold. If it's square, there's always something missing. Ji Xingzi scratched his head, but if it is taken back, what's the matter with the looters? Mr. G clapped his hands. That means that this person suddenly has great luck, and he is the son of luck. It's the same as not saying it. Ji Xingzi was speechless. Forget it, you can't do it when you're old, I'll do it myself. Mr. G's eyes widened. Just as he was about to say something, the housekeeper came over with a box. Master, the good things are here, and I also took the mask that the young master asked for. Let's take a look at me. Ji Xingzi washed his hands and picked up the black gold mask on top. Oh, it's really an antique, it's so beautiful. You can take this mask. Mr. G was a little reluctant. This is something belonging to Emperor Yin. It is very precious. I offer it all. Emperor Yin, Ji Xingzi wondered, why does Emperor Yin still wear a mask? If you don't read history, you are a bastard. Mr. G hated that iron could not become steel. It's written in junior high school history books that Emperor Yin once went on a personal expedition when he was 20 years old. As a result, the barbarian princess fell in love at first sight. Marry. So in the future, Emperor Yin will wear a mask to avoid trouble. Ji Xingzi muttered, how handsome this is. Go find Mr. Yawo quickly. Master Ji pushed Ji Xingzi, change clothes, don't stay at home, it's an eyesore. Sir, Ji Xingzi went to wash up and said to himself, oh, I didn't tell him that my elder brother is a woman? Forget it, it doesn't matter. What is the difference between men and women with the level of combat power of his eldest brother? Not human at all. At night, the villa courtyard. Ninth brother Feng San appeared silently. The incident of Ming Wengxian was done by the supernatural administration. Miss Si hasn't warmed up yet. Yu Xian raised her eyebrows, without any surprises. Her voice was calm. Well, he is an evolutionary. Feng San was stunned for a moment, then looked up at the projection screen in front of him. The camera just swept to Xiaoyu in the C position. He was shocked. He is an evolutionary. Are you an evolutionary person and you are in the entertainment industry? Who is crazy? Well, Yu Xian's eyes were light, A-level. Feng San was shocked again, also, still A-level. The Mo family has been passed down to this day, and of course there are many evolutionaries. Although having evolution genes does not mean that they are strong in combat, but among their brothers, only Shenying is a B-level evolver. Is there an A grade? Feng San was in a trance. Then, Miss Nasi. Yu Xian's eyes moved slightly and was about to speak. The door was knocked, then opened. Girl cat probe. Yu Xian put down the teacup. It's windy outside, come in. Oh, boss I fucking dragged a box in. I got a lot of medicinal materials from Pei's house. I will help you, and then change the medicine for you. Yu Xian smiled, weak. No, I fucking responded very quickly, with a serious expression, boss, you are extremely powerful, and you can carry it. Feng San's mouth twitched. I'm afraid that Miss C's rainbow farts in this life have been used on his ninth brother. This batch of medicinal materials is quite good. I fucking adjusted a few medicines, boss, you should be able to feel the strength of your legs getting stronger recently. Yu Xian was silent for a moment, then hummed. Feng San was very pleasantly surprised. Ninth brother can finally stand up, that's great. Yes, The boss has labor pains in his legs every month. I fucking rubbed his chin. I used a few herbs to recuperate. I took a medicated bath every 3 days, and I can fully recover in 3 months at most. She raised her head, and what more to say, she met a pair of narrow Rufeng eyes. The man's eyes were quiet, and his light amber pupils revealed restrained killing decisiveness. But his eyes had an extremely powerful attraction. Quiet and cool. I fucking paused and looked at him. Why are you looking at me like that? Yuzian propped her head up and said slowly, look at you cute. His tone was calm, without the slightest emotional fluctuations. As if he was just casually talking about what to eat today. I fucking quickly turned his head. Humph, black-hearted monster, I don't believe it. Feng San was dumbfounded. He began to wonder why he was here. Seems a bit redundant. The phone popped up 2 messages at this time. I fucking lowered his head. Gee, brother, I have already boarded the plane to Linkhung. Do you have time tomorrow at noon? Let's have a meal together and make an appointment. 9, okay. Gee, big brother, I have brought you a gift, so you will be satisfied. I fucking thought for a while, and found that she couldn't think of any satisfactory gift that Ji Xingzi's brain circuit could bring her. So he replied perfunctorily. 9, okay, then I'll prepare some gifts for you as well. Gee, rubbing his hands, big brother is really polite, it's alright for someone to come. What gifts do you want to give me? 9, send you to the sky and the sun side by side. Gee. I fucking put down the phone and put away the leftovers of the medicinal materials just now. Just use these to make a sachet bag for Ji Xingzi. While accepting it, he said, boss, you don't need to bring me meals at noon tomorrow, I'll go out to eat with friends. Yuzian opened her eyes, a netizen again. I fucking nodded, he just came back to China and invited him to a meal. He said he brought me a gift, so I don't want to go empty-handed. Feng San lowered his head and looked at the leftovers that I fucking received in the frame. Is this a gift? Well, what a great gift. What's the matter? I fucking noticed Feng San's gaze. What's wrong with this gift? The scraps here are also good things, besides, don't I give the boss all the good things I have? Feng San immediately stood up straight. Good thing. I'm back in my room. I fucking stood up. Boss, you must remember to take your medicine on time, you will be more powerful. Yuzian raised her head and smiled lightly. Good night. The end of his eyes rose with a smile, but the emotions in his eyes were unpredictable, and it was difficult to distinguish the depth. Feng San looked upstairs and then looked at the sofa. How could he feel that his 9th brother seemed to be in a better mood? Don't know. The next day, at 11:30, Ji Xingzi went to Linjiang Pavilion on time. As soon as he sat down, he ordered a dozen dishes. He was chased away overnight by Mr. Ji, and he didn't even bother to eat. Ji Xingzi cooked several bowls of rice like a starving ghost, and then saw the new news on his mobile phone. 9, I'm here, where's your table? Ji, table 19. Ji Xingzi immediately wiped his mouth and sat upright. He must make a good impression on his eldest brother. Footsteps sounded and stopped. Ji Xingzi couldn't wait to raise his head. The girl's fox eyes fascinated her soul, as if a streamer was floating. The surrounding scenery darkened. Ji Xingzi stared blankly for a moment. Well, what, miss, I'm waiting for someone. He quickly bowed his head and began to reply. Gee, I didn't see you. Brother, are you going wrong? Alas, a young lady came to me, damn it, how should I strike up a conversation? Brother, can you teach me? There are no text responses, there are voices. Fucking's voice was cool, look up, I'm right in front of you. Ji Xingzi raised his head. In front of him is the star that he has been following only 2 days ago. Great summer beauty, inner entertainment Yan Dian. Living people. Jizingzi. He looked at Si-fucking's face thoughtfully, and after a few seconds, he failed to think. After a long time, he finally choked out a sentence, "Damn it. Are you really a humming star? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 163. Where does this TM put the faces of the Dongsang people? They knew that Yu Wu, who they wanted to kill on the spot, became a star in the Great Xia Empire and was still hanging around on the billboards in the airport. Wouldn't it make sense to dig a grave and bury it? Everyone is looking for Yu Wu, but Yu Wu can be seen everywhere. Maybe Dongsang was watching youth, but Yu Wu was dancing and singing right in front of them. What the hell is this called? He saw that the group of Dongsang people could hit the wall. What kind of IQ? Rao is that Jizingzi is conceited and has a good mind, and his thoughts are not enough now. What do you want to say? Si-fucking sat down in front of him and smiled, "Meet a young lady. Pick up a conversation? Want me to teach you?" No no no, cold sweat broke out on Jizingzi's forehead, holding up a new cup of tea, "Big brother. Drink tea, drink tea. Good junction silver needle." Si-fucking rolled up his sleeves, "Don't drink." Jizingzi felt that someone needed to give him a sap to suppress his shock. "No, but why are you a star?" He slammed the table, "It shouldn't be." "Why not?" Si-fucking narrowed his eyes, "Have I told you a lie?" Jizingzi recalled when he first asked Nine what she was doing, and her answer was to be a bodyguard and mentor. Jizingzi can't believe it for anyone else. This is like someone standing in front of him and saying that he is the reincarnation of Emperor Yin, holding the wealth of the Great Xia dynasty, and letting him make money to become a high-ranking official. He must take a brick and slap him to death. Si-fucking took a sip of coke slowly and shrugged, "It seems that you don't believe it." "Sure enough, something happened to you." Jizingzi gradually calmed down, his eyes sharpened a bit. "Your bone age is only 18 years old, no matter what method it is, it cannot be reversed," he said, but raised his hand and wrapped the two of them with the power of yin and yang and the 5 elements. A faint wisp of smoke drifted by. "This way, the people next to you cannot hear their communication. It will not leave any picture on the camera." Jizingzi's eyes locked the person in front of him, and finally he slowly came to a conclusion, "You die once, and you will be revived 3 years later." Si-fucking raised his eyebrows and applauded, "Awesome, young Master Ji." "Damn, I don't want to believe it at all," Jizingzi exclaimed again, "this is something that Onmyoji can't explain." "Okay. Similar things are recorded in ancient books," Si-fucking said lightly, "but I think it was only a momentary thing. When I woke up, I could still feel the burning sensation in my whole body before I died." "Yeah, how can it be so easy to revive a soul from a corpse? Otherwise, if you die, you can live, and the yin and yang world will not be messed up." Jizingzi frowned, "You know this yourself." Si-fucking paused, "Not bad. Imagine that one day all the corpses in the cemetery suddenly crawled up. Onmyoji must be afraid. It's definitely not that simple for you to borrow a corpse to revive your soul." Jizingzi frowned, "Ignore this for now, we'll take your luck back." Si-fucking nodded, "What did your grandfather say?" "Shut up." Jizingzi took a sip of wine, stunned, "The old man is old, and he has to rely on me to make a move. As I said, you have great luck in your body. I understand, you and the body you borrowed from the corpse are absolutely the daughter of luck, and the great luck brought by your arrival has dissipated the formation of luck transfer at that time, otherwise we would really there is no way out." Si-fucking stood up, "Then go to Zhou's house." Jizingzi devoured the last dish and hiccuped, "Let's go." After the bill was settled, Jizingzi was about to call for a ride when he saw Si fucking driving a shared bicycle with his mobile phone. Jizingzi. Big brother is so frugal, he must not lose his family. Jizingzi also drove a car. The two went to Zhou's house by bicycle. With Jizingzi, the Onmyoji, Si fucking didn't have to do much. Well, there is no big problem with the house. Jizingzi touched his chin, go to the ancestral grave. By the way, the dream I had at the time told me that they wanted to bury my body in my ancestral grave after my death, and then absorb my luck. Si fucking's eyes were deep, but I also went to see it, there is no formation. Jizingzi walked around the Zhou family's ancestral grave. Well, no, it seems as I guessed, the Zhou family is not the main predator of your luck. He walked to the tombstone of old man Zhou and squatted down. Si fucking turned his head, what are you doing? Just kidding, this vicious old man almost killed eldest brother again, okay. He didn't even let your body go, Jizingzi hummed, I even blew up the ancestral hall of the Fujiyama family, so I'm still afraid. A small Zhou family must teach him a lesson no matter what. He bit his finger and quickly drew symbols one by one on the ground, let him suffer some sins in the yin and yang world, I really thought that if he died, he would be at ease. Si fucking thought thoughtfully, oh, you can only do this kind of wicked thing. She doesn't know how to draw this kind of non-attack formation. Jizingzi choked, are you praising me or hurting me? Praise you, you are really amazing, Mr. G. Si fucking applauded him again, can you see who in the Zhou family has the most luck with me? The first one must be the Zhou family's company. Jizingzi glanced, I'll take a look at what people say, well, that one, next to the dining table. Si fucking followed the place he pointed. I could just see the people inside through the window. Her fox eyes narrowed suddenly. Zhou Xianyu. But she doesn't match your luck so well. Jizingzi clicked his tongue, wow, big brother, I can see the luck on her body is escaping. Okay, Si fucking put on the baseball cap, let's go. Jizingzi quickly followed, brother, where do you live? Otherwise, I'll help you. No, Si fucking casually said, my quality of life is quite good recently. After all, there is a dedicated Linjiang pavilion chef in the villa. Oh, that's right. Si fucking turned his head, I still remember that you said my name was too big to hold back. Jizingzi. He knew that the reckoning would definitely come after the autumn. No, no, big brother's name should be big. Jizingzi wiped his sweat, I have no eyes. Si fucking raised his eyebrows, then you said that I am ugly and ugly. Jizingzi could not wait to go back and slap himself a few mouths. He didn't pay much attention to the entertainment industry. That day, he saw Si fucking's advertisement at the airport and was shocked, so he searched the internet. Who knew it was his big brother? How can you, eldest brother is the most handsome. Jizingzi gave a thumbs up, Ni Yandian. Si fucking glanced at him and patted a few sachets in his hand, your gift. Oh, Jizingzi also handed over the prepared box, very boldly, brother, here it is. I'm going back to the training camp first. Si fucking nodded, if you have anything to do, please contact me on the phone. Jizingzi waved his hand, no problem. The two separate. Jizingzi hummed a little song and was about to go shopping in the mall. After walking a few steps, he suddenly remembered something. Oops, he forgot to take out the mask. Jizingzi was blind. Done. In the evening, Si fucking returned to the courtyard of the villa. Miss Si Feng-san went to pick up the box in her hand, why is it so heavy? A gift from a netizen. Si fucking said, I haven't read it yet, open it and take a look. She was also a little surprised when she first got it. Didn't Jizingzi bring the Ji family's treasure house? Feng-san thought that it might be a cola and opened it. When he opened it, he almost threw his hands out. It is full of antiques, including vases, inkstones, and gold jewelry. A dazzling array, blinding people's eyes. Hey, I fucking picked up the top mask, this mask looks good. But what does it mean to give her a mask? Can't you wear this kind of mask when performing? Uzion raised her head when she heard the sound, her expression fluctuated for the first time. He paused while holding the teacup, and said lightly, "Your idol brought it?" Feng San was at a loss. Idol? Ah, no wonder it's familiar. I fucking looked at it carefully, it's exactly the same as the drawing in the book, but the details are still not drawn. The Ji family is worthy of being a 1,000-year-old family, and there are such old antiques. Feng San finally understood, and he was shocked, something from the reign of Emperor Yin. Who are Missy's netizens, how come each one is better than the other? The antiques from Emperor Yin's years were already very valuable, and Emperor Yin's own were all offered in the museum. Yes, I fucking nodded. The book says it was brought by Emperor Yin during the war. Should I donate it to the museum? Very good. Ji Xingzi actually understood her heart. Hearing this, Uzion put down the teacup and waved, "Come here." Huh. I fucking walked over with the mask and bent down. "Boss, are your legs uncomfortable?" Uzion didn't respond, but took the black gold mask from her hand. Then he raised his hand and put the mask on her face. I fucking could feel the coldness that fell when his fingertips brushed against his skin, and the sudden clear fragrance of cinnamon on a moonlit night. This mask is obviously bigger than her face, but after being put on her face, it miraculously fits. It is self-evident by whom. The Mahist is unparalleled in mechanical skills. The man leaned on the sofa, his grey suit revealed his rigor and decisiveness. Those light-colored eyes looked at her with a slight smile. "It's beautiful." His gaze was as temperatureless as he was. But when it fell down, it brought a little burning sensation and felt a little hot. I fucking stared at him for a few seconds, then slowly got up. "I look in the mirror." She rubbed her ears, thinking. She really shouldn't praise her boss so much every day, he is so polite, and it makes her a little hard to come back. I'll have to find another way to earn wages. These days, the trainees are preparing for the night of the group. The night of the group is the last performance and is the top priority. The final ranking is the real debut candidate. Although the 9th episode is not a public performance, it will be filmed in the form of live broadcast. The major video sites will be launched on time at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Squatting for a long time. The family came out to make a call. "I want to know what the parents who can give birth to such a good-looking brother Xie look like. Still looking forward to Lu Yan, I will be able to meet the real giants soon. Is Xiao Suza's grandmother all right? Can I see you today?" As the initiator of the men's team, Lu Ningsheng was responsible for the control of the scene. It's the 9th period, time flies so fast. She held the microphone and smiled. "It's hard to imagine that we have witnessed the growth of many trainees from the first period to the present. They also brought us a lot of surprises. I am also looking forward to the final candidates for the group. I believe that with their strength, they can become the first men's group in the Daxia entertainment circle." The scene cheered. There is a small part today, which was also disclosed on Weibo in advance. Lu Ningsheng turned around. The families of the 22 trainees who are still on the court recorded a cheering video for them. These cheering videos are sent directly to the show team, so even the trainees don't know what's inside. This is also a surprise for you. Please watch the big screen. On the big screen, the pictures of the 22 trainees began to flash. Finally, it stopped on Xiaoyu's face. "Come on, it's our classmate Xiaoyu," Lu Ningsheng said. "Student Xiaoyu, please turn around." Xiaoyu took a deep breath and didn't want to face it, but turned his head. Wow! The first is brother Xie, who was looking forward to it. Curiosity is whether the father appears or the mother appears. Aren't Xiaoyu's parents just ordinary migrant workers? What is there to look forward to? The show team can't do it from the beginning. We should let go of the road and get tired of the family. Let people see what life is like in the rich and powerful family. In order not to get stuck with you, today two updates will be updated together. Emperor Yin is actually the kind of person who secretly flirts, he is really a black-hearted person. I remember that there is a foreign variety show called Battle of the Spirits, which is a psychic reality show, and you can watch it if you are interested. Finally, I recommend a song Vientian Chang'an, see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 164. Why are Luyan fans still dancing? Your brother loses one after one jump. It would be funny to fall out of the top 9 that day on the night of the group. The big screen started to scroll, and a video came out. The first thing that catches the eye is a seaside scene, and then a woman enters the shooting area. She was wearing a long dress and carrying a handbag. But he didn't show his face, only from the neck down. The figure is excellent, and the skin is delicate and porcelain white. Fans were shocked. Xiaoyu, let me tell you, our family is poor, we have no money, and we have no choice. You work hard. Xia Yangkai's voice came slowly, don't let me see that you are not doing your job properly, in the end, if you are not the first, I'll blow your head off. A fist appeared in the camera. There are 2 rings on the bent fingers, and a golden bracelet on the powerful wrist bone. Xiaoyu can tell what brand it is at a glance. Are you humming here to show off your wealth? Okay, leave him alone. Suddenly a man's hand stretched out to cover the camera. I'm so old, I want you to cheer him up and let him play by himself. We're going to go shopping in the park, let's go. Gone. As soon as the camera goes black, the video cuts off like this. Laughing to death, brother Xia, you are so miserable, you have no family status. Parents are true love, and sons are accidents. And many more. Didn't you see the watch that Xiaoyu's father was wearing? If I read it right, millions. Did you hit a few more zeros? The nonsense I typed in Chinese characters, and Xiaoyu's mother's bag, which is also very expensive, RM's top bag, I'm going to check the price. There are more and more barrages, and some fans have already started to compare pictures. It seems that our classmate Xiaoyu's parents have a very good relationship. Lu Ningsheng began to liven up the atmosphere. Your mother likes traveling, it's a good hobby. My mom, well, she doesn't have any other hobbies, that's just. Xiaoyu was expressionless. I like to buy clothes, bags, and jewelry. There are various brands of bags piled up in a villa, and his father is still buying them for his mother. Even occupied his bedroom, what can he say? Lu Ningsheng was stunned, it's a very powerful and expensive hobby. Laughing to death, Lu Tianho is stupid. This hobby is really expensive. True clothes, Xiaoyu fans, just close your eyes and blow it, and return the RM bag. I just read it, the official website price of the RM bag is 3 million, what family can afford it? I can also buy a lot of Shanzai goods. Xiaoyu's surname is Xie, wouldn't it be the Xie family in Sichuan, but the Xie family seems to prohibit family members from entering the entertainment industry. Impossible, if Au is from the Xie family, can he still be a personal trainee? Shengxing Entertainment had to kneel. Xiaoyu walked down the stage with his eyebrows pinched. Su Ziun was stunned, brother Xie, your mother really wants to blow your head off. Xiaoyu shrugged, she has always been serious about this kind of thing. He was beaten by his mother and father since he was a child. It's also because his evolutionary genes are too domineering, and the guards can't suppress him. If you want to further control the power of the evolutionary, you need the guidance of other evolutionary. Xiaoyu brought us a great surprise. Lu Ningsheng came back to his senses. Come on, let's see the next one. The refueling video is ranked according to the current ranking, and Lu Yan is 4th. Just in front of him was Grandma Su calling Su Ziun's help. Grandma Su successfully got Su Ziun a wave of popularity. Lu Yan's video is very official. It was filmed by Lu Yan's parents. It's quite satisfactory, nothing more than some dry cheering words. Only a few antique vases in the background are barely worth seeing. Didn't I say, isn't the Lu family a big family? Why is the taste of clothes so bad, and the posture is not good, with a hunched back? Although Xie's mother didn't show her face, her figure and temperament exceeded dozens of streets. Really disappointed. Disappointment add 1. This video didn't give Lu Yan any popularity at all, but made his popularity quickly fall to the bottom. In the waiting area, how could Lu Yan not see the expressions of the fans at the scene? He squeezed his fists and looked at Xiaoyu with a gloomy expression. Your family can only play this kind of trick? With money. Like many netizens, he doesn't think that with Xiaoyu's family background, he can squander luxury goods at will. Well, Xiaoyu put one hand in his pocket. It's still easy to buy your home, as long as he sells all the humming clothes and jewelry. Lu Yan's fists clenched even tighter, and the blue veins on his forehead jumped up. This episode of the program planning also specially invited an old actor with a high status in the entertainment industry to cheer on the students. The investor can also arrange for him to have more contact with Lu Yan, but still not able to draw any popularity. There is still a week before the night of the group formation, cannot wait anymore. Last show. I don't know what kind of surprise Brother Xie will bring us. Can I expect Teacher Si to play? Humble. Although I don't want to hit you, unless someone is doing something, this salted fish will move. The recording of the program ended, and the trainees returned to the training camp. Okay, I didn't expect such a cheering video to make you popular. Si fucking clapped his hands. Where's your mother? Xiaoyu took a look. My dad took my mom out to play, and he said he would be back on time on the night when I was in the group. Si fucking was taken aback. My son was an accident. Xiaoyu. His father even called him personally to ask him to correct his attitude and position, not to occupy Xie Yangkaiu. What the hell did he have to do with him? But your mother is still very attentive, and specially recorded videos of family members appearing on the camera and calling. Si fucking stroked his chin. It's just that the style is quite special. Xiaoyu had a rare headache. Well, by the way, Teacher Si, my mother said she wanted to see you. Okay, Si fucking smiled. I really like your mother's temper, but it can't be too late. I'm going to record a variety show at the end of May. Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows. What variety show? A survival variety show. I heard that there is a link to cross the crocodile lake. Si fucking thought for a while. I wonder if I can touch a few crocodile eggs and bake them. Su Ziun tremblingly reminded, Teacher Si, crocodiles are protected animals, and it is also illegal to eat eggs. Si fucking felt a little regretful. It seems that we can only catch chickens and wild boars. Su Ziun. Who is this surviving? Okay, prepare for your group night. I have given you the new choreography. Si fucking said, when I get your clothes in 2 days and see if they fit, I will go home first. Already? All 6 nodded. Su Ziun was still curious. Brother Xie, what clothes did Teacher Si prepare for us? Xiaoyu thought for a moment. Lan. What? Su Ziun was shocked. I am also worthy of Chuan Lan. Xiaoyu. As expected of you. At noon the next day, Gu Wenzu just got off the plane. Followed by Chu Lingyun with a disheveled face. He hasn't slept well for days. But when he complained to Si fucking would only remind him to take good care of Gu Wenzu, saying that when people are old, their health is important. Total nonsense. He saw that Gu Wenzu had run to so many places, but his spirit was getting better and better. Chu Lingyun couldn't help but said, Teacher, can we rest for a while? What's the difference between you looking for a needle in a haystack? I can't stand your immobility. Gu Wenzu snorted coldly. Of course I know there's no way to find it this way. Yunlin sent him the design drawings, and sooner or later, he will send him the address of the clothes. He took this to clean up Chu Lingyun. Chu Lingyun bravely followed behind. Hello, Gu Wenzu made a phone call. It's me. Have I finished making the 2 dresses for you? Yes, Mr. Gu, there is respect over there. We used the best materials according to your instructions, and 1 set of plates was also made 5 pieces according to your wishes. Is this going to be released for sale? For each core design draft of LAN, only 1 will be produced. Unique in the world, is an orphan version. It's not something money can buy. It's not for sale, Gu Wenzu said. I'll give you the address at that time, and you can send it over. Okay, sir. Call ended. Gu Wenzu frowned. This girl didn't know when she sent him an email, which made him anxious. He opened the map and found an ancient town, ready to draw inspiration from the past. The phone suddenly popped up a message box. Ding, you have a private email, please check it in time. No more during the day, there is a small update at 0 o'clock, see you at 0 o'clock. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 165. Gu Wenzu's hand trembled, almost not holding the phone steady. Teacher, look at you, your hands are unstable. Chu Lingyun stood against the sun. Let's rest for a few days, I'm still writing the script, do you want me to rest? He had thought he was working crazy enough. Who knew that Gu Wenzu was more ruthless than him? Shut up, Gu Wenzu shouted angrily, go away, don't disturb me. Chu Lingyun. Why did the old man's temper suddenly explode? Forget it, don't bother. Chu Lingyun resolutely hides away. Gu Wenzu took a few deep breaths before opening the mailbox tremblingly. It is also a double signature of English and Chinese names. Luna. Yunlin. The body is an address. Linkhung. Gu Wenzu's pupils shrank suddenly. After thinking about it, he remembered that Linkhung was a coastal city in Zizhu, Daxia. It is not ranked internationally, but it is also a big city. Gu Wenzu read the address 3 times and took a deep breath. Chu Lingyun, what are you doing? Hurry up and get over here. Chu Lingyun was very wronged. Teacher, you just told me to go away. I asked you to go to heaven, why don't you show me one? Gu Wenzu glanced at his watch and said in a hurried voice, immediately, book me a ticket to Linkhung, the nearest time. Why is your old man going to Linkhung again? Chu Lingyun had a headache, we just got off the plane, okay. You gave me some breath. I don't need you this time, I'll go by myself. Gu Wenzu sneered, idiot. Can't find Alan and want to see Alan? There are no doors. Chu Lingyun surrendered, I'll order it for you now. The time is just right, there will be a trip in an hour. Gu Wenzu threw Chu Lingyun down without looking back. Teacher, what are you doing in Linkhung? The second monk. Chu Lingyun was puzzled and said to himself, it seems that Miss C's show is going to the last episode. Forget it, I'll go and watch it too. Thinking of this, he also booked a plane ticket for himself. But in order not to be scolded and disliked by Gu Wenzu, he ordered it on Friday. If Gu Wenzu is still there, he can introduce the old man and Sci-fi to know each other. The tempers are so weird, there must be a common topic. Meanwhile, Glen. LAN headquarters. The Great Xia Empire is near the city. The design director was surprised when he received the news from Gu Wenzu. These sets of clothes are actually going to be sent to the Great Xia Empire. The first time he got the design drawing from Gu Wenzu, he was amazed. Except for Gu Wenzu, there is no designer under LAN that can design such clothes. Including Chu Lingyun. This is because it is the world's #1 design brand, LAN. If you change the company, you don't even want to make these sets of clothes. The design director walked into the design room, pack up the clothes and send them to this address as ordered by Mr. Gu. Several designers nodded, took the 6 suits off the hangers, and started packing. Director, who is the designer of this dress? The assistant was very curious, it doesn't look like Mr. Gu's style. Well, Really not. The design and color of the suit are very bold. The design director nodded. I have vaguely heard that Mr. Gu has a close disciple, not Teacher Chu, but another. I am afraid it is this one. Sure enough, blue is better than blue. The assistant was surprised. You mean Teacher Yunlin's royal designer? Yes, the design director said. This designer has only designed clothes for Teacher Yunlin, and now he has appeared again. Isn't that? He paused, unable to breathe loudly. Does it mean that Yunlan is coming back? The assistant also thought of it. His eyes widened. Director, this. Not necessarily. The design director calmed down. If there is any news from Mr. Yunlin, Mr. Gu will definitely know it as soon as possible. We will just wait for the notification. He still couldn't hold back his breath. If Yunlan really wants to go back to Glen, the entire international entertainment industry will be shocked. I don't know if he can get an autographed photo with his qualifications in LAN. The youth training base is here. I fucking saw the read receipt in the mailbox and was thoughtful. With Gu Wenzu's action power, it is estimated that he will come to her in a while. What should she think of a good way to not scare the old man? After thinking for a while, I fucking closed the computer and walked out of the lounge slowly. He met Lin Qingjian, who also came out of the lounge next door. Lin Qingjian's expression changed. When the two were about to pass each other, she said in a cold voice, I fucking, are you very proud now? I fucking didn't stop, his expression was indifferent. In the beginning, your position was my control group, and you wanted to match me. Lin Qingjian suppressed the trembling in her voice. She took a deep breath. But now, the show team has instead made you popular. You must be laughing at me in your heart, right? Falling from heaven to hell is such a gap that no one can accept. Since the third episode of the show, not many people have discussed her anymore. All the hot search entries related to youth are I fucking and Xiaoyu. Why? Lin Qingjian's nails were pinched into the palm of her hand. Obviously it shouldn't be like this. If you don't move in front of me, I'll forget you are such a person. I fucking finally tilted his head and smiled suddenly. By the way, our bet needs to be rebet. You still take off your fake face in public. Do you think what should I bet on? Lin Qingjian sneered. I want you to do the college entrance examination questions on the spot. Do you dare? Who in the entertainment industry doesn't know that I fucking is a fish that slipped through the net after 9 years of education? I don't even have a high school diploma. I fucking glanced at her. That's it? Brain is sick. Being ignored again, Lin Qingjian endured it, but couldn't bear it any longer. I fucking, don't you really think that the current ranking can represent everything? I'll tell you directly, the final ranking is not just about voting fans. It can be said. Yes, all the 6 students you brought are in the top 9, but let me tell you, a lot of things that you can't think of will happen on the night of the group. You have been in the entertainment industry for so long. Are you still so naive? I fucking's tone was indifferent. Take care of yourself. I'll put my words here too. Lin Qingjian spoke again, with a bit of contempt. As for me, the people who hired Glenn, the resources on Glenn's side are completely unmatched in China, but I want to see look, who can you invite when the time comes? If you don't have capital in the entertainment industry, you can't protect yourself. Do you want to open the way for others? Wishful thinking. I fucking didn't stop this time, and went downstairs directly. Lin Qingjian's eyes darkened. On the night of the group formation, she would not let I fucking's limelight overwhelm her. This is her last chance. If it still doesn't work, she can only release the photos and information of I fucking when he was a trainee abroad 2 years ago. Lin Qingjian touched her face and frowned. When youth is over, she will also go abroad to refinish her face. 7 o'clock in the evening. There is a lot of traffic in the center of the city, and the lights are feasting. But none of these are attractive to Gu Wenzu. He hurriedly followed the address on the email and came to a private cafe. It's very quiet here, no one passes by. Gu Wenzu didn't go in either, he just stood at the door and kept looking at the time on the watch. For 4 years, I don't know what this girl looks like now. He must ask her why she suddenly stopped filming at that time. It's okay to fight, he can't bear it, after all, he's not that bastard Chu Lingyun. With the sound of footsteps, Gu Wenzu quickly looked up. A face that is so beautiful that it is breathtakingly beautiful came into view. The girl did not walk in a hurry like other pedestrians. She walked slowly, and the light fell between her eyebrows, like a splash of ink sketched out a graceful figure. Rao was accustomed to seeing Gu Wenzu, who was accustomed to all kinds of stunning colors in the world, and then quickly looked away. But there are inevitably a few more thoughts in my heart. Such looks are rare even in the entertainment industry. If you can let the scouts discover it and have strength, it will definitely become popular all over the country soon. Gu Wenzu didn't think about it anymore, but the girl walked in his direction. He frowned. Although he has a high status in the design world, he does not show much, and only occasionally put his photos in design magazines. The general public who don't care about the fashion industry will never know what he looks like. Looking at the girl standing in front of him, Gu Wenzu frowned even more. You. He didn't finish his words. Because Si fucking bowed deeply towards him, which was a serious apprenticeship ceremony. She raised her head and called him with a smile, "Teacher. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 166. Gu Wenzu only felt that all the voices were taken away. Everything fell silent. Only the face that made thousands of lights eclipsed in front of him. Gu Wenzu suddenly widened his eyes, a little in disbelief. Alan. He didn't stand firm on his feet, staggered and almost fell over. Si fucking stretched out his hand to support the old man in time. She hugged him, sighed, and repeated, "Teacher, it's me." "No, how are you?" Gu Wenzu is such a rigorous person, and at this time he is also a little insane, stammering, "Are you rejuvenated?" The last time he saw Yunlin, she was 22 years old. It's been 5 years, why is she still younger? Gu Wenzu's brain is not enough. He stared blankly at Si fucking, his eyes turning red a little bit unconsciously. He remembered the scene, just like Glenn's first sight many years ago. The girl stood at the foot of the steps, her eyes curled with a smile, and her eyes were full of youthfulness and frivolity. She was born with the heart of a strong man overlooking the 5 states, and she should soar across the world. There is no shackle in this world that can trap her. Even if the front is full of thorns, she can walk through it calmly. It was Yoon Ian's expression, and it was also Yoon Ian's only eyes. Just not that face. "I know the teacher believes me," Si fucking just smiled and said softly, "so I don't have to explain anything." Gu Wenzu fell silent. After a long while, he sighed, "I don't believe you, who else believes in you? You are my student." Si fucking's eyelashes moved slightly and was about to speak. "This is not the place to talk." Gu Wenzu patted her on the shoulder, his eyes softened, "Let's find a private box." Si fucking followed behind him, looked around, and was quite surprised. Is the surname Chu not here? What is he doing here? Gu Wenzu was angry when he mentioned Chu Lingyun. He can't even find you, so what is the #1 director of Daxia, what's the use of him? Si fucking paused and reminded, "Teacher, no one can find me when I look like this." Gu Wenzu. He was annoyed. Anyway, he's useless. Yes, Si Fu smiled and immediately turned serious. "I don't want to see him either, just see you, teacher." This sentence made Gu Wenzu very useful. "It's still Alan, You are sensible. Ling Yun knows that he is angry with me every day, and he has been with him for so long in the Daxia Empire, and he can kill his popularity on the road. The two entered a private restaurant. I fucking helped Gu Wenzu to sit down. How is teacher's health? Okay, I also participated in a marathon held in a city a few days ago. Gu Wenzu's expression lightened a bit. I even won the 10th place. I fucking applauded. Teacher is really not old, the old man is stubborn, and his ambition is 1,000 miles away. Okay, don't praise me for now. So what's the matter with you? Gu Wenzu frowned. Even if you are rejuvenated, you won't change your face, right? Do you know that I will give it back to you? Insurance on his face? 1 billion. I fucking coughed lightly. Actually, that face is fake too. How can you do it if you don't know how to do a disguise when you are away from home? Of course, she doesn't have the ability of an evolutionary person to change her face at will, and she can only rely on technology and makeup. Gu Wenzu fell silent again. Alan, tell me honestly, you wouldn't be organized by some secret agent, would you? To tell the truth, I'm used to seeing the wind and waves in these years, and I can accept it. I fucking thought for a while. Actually, I died once, and then I borrowed my corpse to come back to life. The Secret Service organization you mentioned is barely enough. In the beginning, T18 was only her second senior brother. Then the second senior brother said that he couldn't stand alone, so he put her and the third senior sister in. Then she was forced to take an extra job. Borrowing a corpse back to life. Gu Wenzu choked for a moment, and he glanced at her. When did you have this symptom? Today. I fucking blinked. Didn't you say that you are used to seeing wind and waves? Gu Wenzu. He had never seen such a storm. Forget it, I don't care about this. Gu Wenzu pursed his lips, his voice trembling. Just come back, just come back. At the end, he couldn't hold back any longer and covered his face, tears welling up in his eyes. I fucking's eyes changed. Teacher, you. It's a shame. Gu Wenzu wiped his tears, turned his head away, choked up uncontrollably, his shoulders were shaking. I'm in my 70s, why can't I control my emotions? Don't look at me, what a shame. I fucking silently handed over the tissue. Teacher, I'm sorry. She sometimes wonders why she can wake up again. Maybe it's because there are many people waiting for her. Sorry for telling me. It took a long time for Gu Wenzu to calm down. His eyes were still red, but he quickly got to the point. So you're 2 sets of clothes? I'm a mentor in a talent show. I fucking nodded. I brought a few good students, and the final performance is about to begin, so I specially prepared costumes for them. You really? Gu Wenzu didn't know what to say, so he disagreed very much. I haven't seen you treat yourself any better. I fucking said lazily, I'll just have fried chicken and drink Coke, it's not too demanding. Okay, I know you can support yourself. Gu Wenzu said helplessly. The clothes are made for you, using International Express, and they will arrive tomorrow. That's it. I fucking stroked his chin. I just took the time to send you an email. Only you are a clever ghost. Gu Wenzu finally smiled. Come on, stop talking, eat first. Dishes come quickly. I fucking pinched his chopsticks, but his sleeve was suddenly pulled by a certain Pixiu. Huh, I fucking lowered his body slightly. You mean I've already known the teacher? Why don't I go directly to the second senior brother and the others? Xiaobai nodded. Not at the moment. I fucking's eyes sank. I have to collect the news from the Liberty Island to see what happened to the explosion at the beginning, and your strength has not recovered, neither do I, the Liberty Island that we all know how messy it is. So I can't take the initiative to contact me. I have to wait for them to come over. The teachers are different. No one in the division knows that Yunlan is me. No matter how chaotic the film and television industry is, it is impossible to directly drop bombs on each other. Xiaobai was very frustrated. It doesn't even know how its power is gone. but to be able to reunite with its dog owner is already a fortune in misfortune. Gu Wenzu turned around and said, "What are you barking there for?" "Si fucking." She stuffed Xiaobai into her bag with one hand, and said slowly, "It's nothing." Gu Wenzu was suspicious. His student's symptoms have been very wrong recently, and he has started to communicate with dogs. It seems that he needs to find a neurologist for her. On the other side, in the Zhuojia villa, Zhou Tianfeng was very concerned. "Xianyu, your uncle Mo said that you have been out of work at work recently. You should take a leave of absence, otherwise it will be bad if you make mistakes again." Zhou Xianyu pressed his head, exhaled slowly, and could only accept, "Yes. This thing is really strange." She also slept enough and wasn't tired. Why has she been making frequent mistakes in her work recently? Although they were all small mistakes, they were discovered in time to prevent bad consequences from happening. But if things go on like this in the long run, there is no guarantee that someday a serious error will occur. A small mistake in the business field can cause the company to lose hundreds of millions. The shareholders who used to compliment her have not looked at her in the right way in the past few days. Zhou Xianyu was in a very bad mood. But there is nowhere to vent. "Okay, then, I'll ask you for leave, and leave the company's affairs to others for the time being," Zhou Tianfeng said. "You and your mother go to the surrounding cities, or go abroad to relax." Zhou Xianyu nodded. "Okay, where's my mother?" "She has bad skin recently, so she went to a beauty salon." Zhou Tianfeng didn't care. "Yesterday, my face suddenly broke out and allergies, so I need to detoxify." Zhou Xianyu's heart throbbed. Mrs. Zhou has always maintained proper care and used customized skincare products. How could she suddenly break out? In fact, this kind of thing is quite common. But when everything collided, she always felt weird. Zhou Xianyu pursed her lips slightly. It seems that she also needs to find a temple to worship. She even went to Liushan Temple 2 days ago, but when Master Miao Guang heard that it was from the Zhou family, he closed the door and disappeared. Mrs. Zhou has been in the Buddhist hall these days, and every day she will say something incomprehensible. Zhou Qinjia was even transferred to the prison in Sijukan, where she was never seen. The past 2 months have really been a mess. The landline rang at this moment. Zhou Tianfeng picked it up. Just after hearing a sentence, he couldn't help but lose his voice. "What did you say?" "After having everything taken away, she returns as a god." Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 167. "Okay, okay, no problem, I'll come right now." Zhou Tianfeng's face changed and changed. "I'm really bothering you." Zhou Xianyu frowned. "Dad, what's going on?" "Your eldest brother was in a car accident." Zhou Tianfeng quickly put on his coat and hated that iron was not steel. "Tell him not to drink outside and have to get drunk. Now that he is fine, he will send himself to the hospital again." "I'll go with you too." Zhou Xianyu got up. "Has the driver caught the accident?" "Where is the driver who caused the accident?" Zhou Tianfeng was very angry. "It was he who suddenly went the wrong way and hit someone else. I have to pray that they are all right." Zhou Xianyu sighed. "Okay, I'll take the bank card with me." The two quickly rushed to Linkhung First Hospital. Zhou Zhonghe's leg had just been cast, and a hanging bottle was hanging. "You said that you were drinking and driving and you were courting death." Zhou Tianfeng slapped him directly. "You are lucky today, if you almost died." "Dad, you can't rely on me." Zhou Zhonghe argued with a blushing face. "I just drank a little wine and was sober, but I don't know why my hand suddenly twitched and the steering wheel was turned crooked." More evil things he hasn't said yet. He obviously didn't step on the accelerator, but he just picked up the speed. What the heck? Don't make excuses. Zhou Tianfeng's face was ashen. "If this kind of thing happens again, the Zhou family will ignore you. From today onwards, all your bank cards will be stopped. Stay at home." After speaking, he went out and negotiated with the victim. As long as the life is still alive, whether it is disabled or disabled, it can be settled with money. Xianyu, you can't really blame me. Zhou Zonghe was also annoyed. Please persuade Dad, how can I live without a bank card? Dad is right, you'd better go out less. Zhou Xianyu didn't agree. You just went in not long after leaving the hospital, you will only make outsiders laugh. Zhou Zonghe was so angry that he was speechless. Brother, don't you still have an idea for Sci-fucking? Zhou Xianyu suddenly said. After a while, after the action on the Barren Mountain begins, I will send her to you. Barren Mountain, Zhou Zonghe was surprised. Where is the Barren Mountain? The mine approved for Jingcheng Real Estate originally thought there was a mine in it, but nothing was surveyed in the end. Zhou Xianyu briefly recounted. Sci-fucking asked for 2 billion yuan at that time, and Dad took this mountain. I handed it over to her, and she was really out of her mind, so she signed the contract without even looking at what it was. Is that so? Zhou Zonghe nodded with a sullen expression. I don't understand business matters, you can handle it, as long as you can dump Sci-fu on my bed. Okay. Zhou Xianyu stood up, then I'll go home. What do you think happened to our family? Zhou Zonghe said. Could it be because of some dirty things? Zhou Xianyu stopped and turned around abruptly. Do you feel this way too? What kind of eyes are you looking at? Zhou Zonghe was stunned. I just said it casually, but you still take it seriously. How can you be so superstitious like an old woman who believes in Buddhism? I just have a bad feeling. Zhou Xianyu pursed her lips. You should rest well, and I will come to see you another day. Zhou Zonghe perfunctory. Go, remember Sci-fucking. After Zhou Xianyu left, Zhou Zonghe felt that he had little energy and quickly fell asleep. Here, Sci-fucking and Gu Wenzu finished their meal and just came to the street. Hey, Gu Wenzu glanced at her. Your complexion seems to be much better than before, haven't you been eating on time again? No. Sci-fucking pinched his face. I've been eating so well recently, I was almost fed into a fat man. I have to say, the food at the boss's house is really good. Gu Wenzu looked at her carefully again, suspiciously. It's strange, but you look radiant. Sci-fucking thought thoughtfully. It seems to have taken back a lot. Ji Xingzi's phone call came just at this time. Brother, do you feel it? Is your body in great shape? Well, Sci-fucking raised his eyebrows. Thank you. Hey, what's the matter, big brother? Let's go. I found a good place. I'll invite you to have a meal. Ji Xingzi was very excited. Hey, I've been at Ji's house all the time without going out for a good stroll. This time, I have to have a good time. I'm not free tonight. Sci-fucking refused. I'm having dinner with someone outside. Who? Ji Xingzi wondered. Game friends. No. Sci-fucking shook his head. I used to worship a teacher abroad. Okay, then you have a good time to catch up. Ji Xingzi muttered. Then I'll play games tonight. After finishing the call, he quickly found the esports hotel and logged into Oracle. The 9 and 9 heads in the list are gray, but Lightning is there. Yo, brother, online, can we make a dungeon together? Lightning, group me. Ji Xingzi successfully hugged his thigh, feeling happy. He asked in the voice chat, brother, where are you? I'm back to China, why don't we meet? Zhang Changfeng is indifferent, I don't have time. Are you an otaku? Ji Xingzi believed it or not. How could an otaku be unavailable? I think you have social phobia, brother, don't panic, I'm a social nerd, and I will never embarrass you. Zhang Changfeng directly turned off the voice chat. What kind of person is this, really sick? No wonder it's called G, what a rookie. Brother, you're playing games again. Zhang Changning came over with a tray of snacks, frowning. What do you mean when you stop at Linkhung and don't leave? You don't really look at your boss, do you? Zhang Changfeng's face was expressionless. Countryman, I haven't seen enough of the world for the first time in the city. Stay a while and gain more experience. Let this dead girl maliciously slander him that he doesn't even know the bus stop sign. Oh, Zhang Changning believed, this is the ticket that Ching Ching gave me yesterday. Are you going to watch the group night this Saturday? I don't. Zhang Changfeng was about to refuse when he stopped again. Go and see. Yeah, Zhang Changning replied, then I have to buy you a set of clothes. Don't wear this one all the time. Just because of your dressing taste, Mom asked me to introduce you to a girlfriend. It's a daydream. Zhang Changfeng looked at the ticket on the table, pressed the Yang Ak appointment, and took a deep breath. He still can't accept it. Ghost Hand and Tianyi is a star, and his popularity on the internet is getting bigger and bigger. Although Magic Medicine Alliance is far away from the mundane, it does not mean that there are really no electronic products. As long as Zhang Changfeng thinks of a certain day in the future, when a certain elder is watching a TV series, he sees the Ghost Hand and Heavenly Doctor acting, and the scene is a bit unthinkable. The temperament of the Ghost Hand and Heavenly Doctor really cannot be understood by ordinary people's thinking. Zhang Changfeng ate a snack while manipulating the keyboard and mouse. But suddenly, the stomach gumbles a few times. Immediately afterwards, there was colic pain in the internal organs. Zhang Changfeng. Dead girl. He actually gave him laxatives, didn't he just stay in Linkhung for a few more days? It also masked the past with the sweetness of the dim sum, which was good. Zhang Changfeng chose to hang up with a cold face and went to the bathroom. As for whether the chicken named Ji will be slapped to death by the dungeon boss, it has nothing to do with him. Sci-fi did not send Gu Wenzu to the hotel, but rented an apartment with excellent concealment and privacy. After all, Gu Wenzu is so famous in the fashion industry that it is very difficult to invite him to several international film festivals. He is now in Linkhung, and if the news breaks out, the whole world will be a sensation. Alan, have you considered filming? Gu Wenzu pondered. Lingyun has a script that hasn't been moved over the years, mainly because those people's acting skills can't compare to yours, so it's better not to film. Well, after all, I promised him. I smiled, but this year is a bit busy, there is a variety show, and I have to prepare for the exam. Exam? Gu Wenzu was taken aback. You want to go to school? I don't want to go, and I don't want to. I looked lazy, but in order to get rid of the name 9-league fish and let my fans have confidence, I can participate in the international entrance exam. Gu Wenzu's voice suddenly rose. National and international joint examinations, play. Listen, is this what people say? Every year, only 3,000 people in the world can get the places for the international joint entrance examination. This is just taking the test. Taking the exam does not mean passing, and probably only the top 50 can get top experimental resources. Those who can be in the top 50 are all young geniuses from various countries. It's just a few types of questions, which are repeated every year. I shrugged. It's not interesting unless the person who asked the question changes, but it's probably difficult. Gu Wenzu. He saw that her symptoms were no longer mild and needed emergency treatment. Gu Wenzu is also not good at attacking his own students, so he changed the topic. Where do you live now? This apartment is quite big, so why don't you stay? My boss, I won't rent it when you go back to Glen. Save money and save an extra ration. I waved. It's getting late, I have to go back and show him his legs. Gu Wenzu didn't keep her either, and nodded. If you lack money, tell me. Oh, by the way, your design drawings have sold for a lot of money. You give me your bank card, and I will give you the money. Hit it? Someone also bought the design drawings. I was surprised. Who has nothing to buy a pile of waste paper to go back? What waste paper? That's art, Gu Wenzu emphasized heavily. Don't you know that you are called the right hand of God? I have insured your hand for you, and it's worth hundreds of millions. I is very sincere. I don't know, but it's really a middle school. Forget it, you know how to drink Coke. Gu Wenzu choked and waved his hand. Let's go back to rest. I still need to digest today's affairs. I fucking closed the door thoughtfully. Teacher, you also go to bed earlier, and you must exercise your heart. What if there is a bigger storm in the future? Gu Wenzu was blocked until he had nothing to say, and returned to the room angrily. He opened the suitcase and answered the phone with one hand. The voice was respectful. Teacher Gu, are you still in the Great Xia Empire? Well, yes. Gu Wenzu's expression was indifferent. I won't be going back in a short time. Isn't Mr. Gu coming back in June? The other side was a little surprised and anxious. It's the 78th Glenn Award ceremony. Gu Wenzu didn't attend. Isn't there no one in the fashion industry? Oh, I almost forgot. Gu Wenzu was stunned. Let's talk about it later. I'll ask her if she will go. If she doesn't go, I won't go either. In the past, he was naturally the first to go to the Glenn Award ceremony. After all, there was Yun Lan on the stage. As soon as Yun Lan retired, the Glenn Award was meaningless. There was surprised who Gu Wenzu was talking about, but he didn't ask. Then we are waiting for Teacher Gu. Gu Wenzu turned off his phone, lay down on the bed, and finally closed his eyes and rested in peace. At this time, it is in the center of the city. A 5-star hotel. Xia Yu knocked on the door and got Xia Yangkai's permission to come in. He glanced at the luxurious presidential suite. Where's my dad? Go buy me a late-night snack. Xia Yangkai leaned on the sofa. How about it? Does the video help out? Xia Yu exhaled slowly. Very much. Many passers-by joined his army of fans because they pitied him for not having family status. But he didn't really want it. You still have to go to battle. Xia Yangkai nodded. Didn't you say that there are some wealthy children in your training camp? I specially brought out my most valuable jewelry leather bag. Absolutely no shame. Xia Yu. Yes. 100 million. Almost blinded his eyes. The problem is because they are too rich, no one believes it to be true. Xia Yu didn't want to talk about this topic again. I told Teacher Si that you want to see her, and she said that she likes you very much and wants to meet you very much. Ah, really? Xia Yangkai was a little surprised. Then I need to dress up. I'm her fan. Xia Yu pressed his head. Ro. The hum always keeps up with trends. No, it's fine for you to do this. Xia Yu shrugged, because she said she'd come over now. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 168. Now, Rao was Xia Yangkai, who couldn't help but be surprised. Then I have to hurry up. As she started to touch up her makeup, she said coldly, why did you call your mentor here at this time? Can you let people rest? Anyway, don't rest tonight. Your dad and I will train you well. Xia Yu. How could he have the feeling that his status was going to continue to decline? I just casually mentioned to her that you are back from vacation. Xia Yu was convinced. She said she was nearby, and she could come over in about 10 minutes, so it's on the way. That's fine. Xia Yangkai was sitting upright, and suddenly he seemed to remember something. Quick, bring my jewelry boxes. There's no shortage of greetings, I just bought them from abroad. Xia Yu walked over and saw a gift box with a LAN icon. He paused. Well, I don't think she might need it. What do you know, a straight man? Xia Yangkai twisted his son's ear with one hand. No girl would reject Ian's design. The knock on the door sounded at this moment. Xia Yangkai quickly sat down and kicked Xia Yu. Go and open the door. Xia Yu turned the door handle expressionlessly. Hey, why is your face so ugly? I fucking glanced at Xia Yu. It's like eating 100 dead flies. Xia Yu's expression now seems to be eating 200 dead flies. I fucking walked in and said, hello Aunt Xia, I'm in a hurry. I didn't buy anything, so I can only use this commander for a while. Xia Yangkai raised his head, his eyes lit up. Wow, black pearl milk tea. My favorite. The woman's face came into view. and Si fucking was taken aback for a moment. There are indeed many people who say that she looks like Xiaoyu. But now she and Xia Yankai look a little more like them. This is good. What else can I buy? Xia Yankai pulled her to sit on the sofa. Can I ask you to kink in? Si fucking smiled. It's okay. Do you think we are like mother and daughter? Xia Yankai took out his mobile phone and took a photo. When I was watching the show, I thought you were very suitable for me. If I had given birth to a daughter back then, I would have expected you to be so beautiful. After a while, her voice turned cold. It's a pity he's a stinky boy. Xiaoyu raised his hand. You talk, don't drag me into it. The two chatted. Xiaoyu put on headphones and listened to the song. However, his ears are so good that he can still hear clearly. Until 10 minutes later. We hit it off very well. The more Xia Yankai looked at Si fucking, the more satisfied he became. It's not as good as me. Xiaoyu finally said, Ms yet. Xia Yankai ignored him, his eyes shining brightly. Why don't we swoop in? Xiaoyu. Si fucking froze and said politely, I also like Xia, but this is not necessary. What's the difference between she and someone from the occupational authority being sent in? Okay, Xia Yankai was very sorry. Oh, I don't want you to be taken advantage of by this kid, or I will accept you as my daughter, but you must take care of these things. She pushed a few gift boxes over. Auntie is not short of money, don't feel bad, you can give it to others if you don't need it. Xiaoyu is indifferent. You don't say that on the show. Si fucking fell silent as he looked at the gift boxes that had been stuffed by force. Okay, then I'll go first. She got up. Auntie, do you like Lan very much? I liked it more a few years ago. Xia Yankai frowned. The design in recent years has not been very good, but I have left other brands a few streets away. Okay, Si fucking nodded thoughtfully. I see. Goodbye auntie, I won't disturb your rest. Xia Yankai smiled and waved. Goodbye. For the first time, Xiaoyu couldn't bear to look directly. He deeply suspects that he has been hummed by a ghost. Xiaoyu closed the door. Mom, you didn't see anything. The little girl is so beautiful. Xia Yankai immediately changed his face and squinted at him. What else do you see? If you say it, I will give birth to you. As an evolutionary, I don't even know how many times I am pregnant. When you were born, your father kept watching. You don't have a sister, so let's die. Xiaoyu is really surprised now. His mother is also an A-level evolutionary, not to mention carrying a special detector made by the Supernatural Administration. The detector can display all evolutionaries and their levels within 100 miles. It is convenient to detect out-of-control evolutionaries and take measures. There are actually employees of the occult authority lurking all over the Great Xia Empire. Some of these employees are teachers, some couriers, as well as doctors and repairmen who come to check the water pipes. This allows the occult authority to deal with paranormal events in all regions in a timely manner. Xiaoyu pressed his temple. That's not what I'm asking about. Oh, Xia Yankai didn't lift his head. Your dad will be back soon, you can get out. Xiaoyu. Okay, he goes. The next day, in the morning. Youth training base. The night of the group formation is getting closer and closer, and the last 22 trainees have stepped up their training. I don't know where teacher Si found these dance moves. Suzy-un just wanted to slump on the ground. Why is it harder every time? It's really challenging. She nodded with a smile. That's why the effect will explode when you take the stage. That's true. Suzy-un then lowered his waist. I don't know if I can get the top 3 in the end. It's definitely possible. She said seriously. Ziun, you have made great progress, you. Before he could finish his words, his vision suddenly darkened and he fell back uncontrollably. Suzy-un got up quickly and supported him in time. Shiu? Shiu, are you alright? Shiu opened his eyes diligently. It's okay, just a little dizzy. Why is your head dizzy? Suzyun tried his forehead, you eat healthy breakfast every day, and you don't have a fever. At this moment, a voice sounded, what's the matter? Suzyun raised his head and looked anxious, Mr. Si, I'll call the doctor at the base to have a look. He's dizzy. Si fucking squatted down, I'll take a look first. Mr. Si Shiyu's forehead started to sweat, it may be hypoglycemia, I'll take a break. Suzyun hurriedly brought a few pieces of chocolate. When Shiyu finished eating, his face became even paler. Si fucking quietly tested his pulse through his clothes. His eyes became darker little by little. After a few seconds, she looked up, are there any trainees from Dongsang in the training camp? Suzyun was stunned for a moment, yes, in Lin Qingjian's class, his name is Wei Qinglin. He made his debut at Dongsang's side. He has his own fans, and now he seems to be 7th. Interesting. Si fucking nodded and smiled, it's moving right in front of my eyes, so courageous. She stood up and said to Xiaoyu behind her, Xiaoyu, help Xiao to rest. He is not hypoglycemic, but he will be better off after a good night's sleep. Let him stop training today. Xiaoyu nodded and brought Xiaoyu to the sofa in the lounge behind him. Suzyun helped his boss and whispered, Mr. Si, could it be that Wei Qinglin poisoned Xiaoyu? Huh, Si fucking raised his eyebrows, how come you have an IQ today? Suzyun's eyes widened, no way, is he so brainless? This kind of thing can be discovered all at once. Even if he can replace Shiyu's ranking, if he is found out, he can still survive in the entertainment industry. Because he thinks it's impossible to be discovered, Si fucking said lightly, I'm very confident, but I also understand his confidence. Ah, Suzyun scratched his head, I heard that the technique of yin-yang and the 5 elements has always been popular in Dongsang. He can't do this. Si fucking raised his head slowly, his eyes narrowed. Suzyun was stared horribly, Mr. Si, why are you looking at me like this? I think if you quit the circle in the future, you can set up a stall on the flyover and become a prophet or something. Si fucking patted his shoulder and said earnestly, come on, I'm optimistic about you. Suzyun. Why? Si fucking left the dance studio and sent a message with his mobile phone in one hand. 9. I'll send you a business, would you like it? Gee, what business? I told you last night that I was really mad at me. I went to the Oracle, and that Lightning agreed to form a team with me, but he hung up as soon as he entered the dungeon. He must have targeted me on purpose. Gee, as a result, the dungeon could not be returned even if it died. I was killed by monsters more than a dozen times, and then he went online again. What do you think this is not against me? Big brother, next time you see him, you must help me deal with him ruthlessly. Si-fu raised his eyebrows and continued typing. 9. I met an onmyoji here who was attacking ordinary people, no, he wasn't an onmyoji, and he would make magic spells. Gee, what? How dare you do it in Daxia? Wait, I'll go over and let this scum accept my punishment. Si fucking put away the phone and went downstairs. The training base has prepared various facilities. The runway is next to the cafeteria, and there is a small forest on the right side of the runway. At this time, the trainees are all training, and no one will come to such a remote place. Wei Qinglin carefully covered the formation he just drew with grass and was about to get up. A lazy voice came from behind him. What are you doing here? Unprepared, Wei Qinglin's expression changed suddenly, his body trembled, and he almost fell. He had already squeezed a new shikigami in his hand, and his throat rolled before turning around with difficulty. But when he saw the owner of the voice, he suddenly froze in place. Nana, Si, teacher Si. Well, I remember you. Si fucking stepped forward unhurriedly, your name is Wei Qinglin. When you were divided into classes for the second time, you thought of my class. Wei Qinglin breathed a sigh of relief, teacher C's strength is obvious to all, and good birds choose wood to live in. I entered the entertainment industry just to go up, and of course I have to choose a better mentor. I fucking put one hand in his pocket and his eyes were light. You are very honest. I like honest people. Unfortunately, it's too late for me to choose teacher. Weichenglin squeezed Shikigami's fingers and shrank, smiling bitterly, but there's nothing I can do, because my own eyesight is not enough. This is also true. He is not the only trainee who regrets. Everyone knows that following fucking is equivalent to holding the debut position in their hands. Weichenglin knew that with his current ranking, he would definitely make his debut. However, the resource gap between the first and second place is very large, and it is one who can advance. Weichenglin knew that fucking had always regarded Xiaoyu and Su Ziun very closely, and he was not good at doing it, so he shifted his target to Xiaoyu. He specially picked up Xiaoyu's fallen hair and made a small formation, so that Xiaoyu continued to weaken and eventually had to retire. Weichenglin was quite fortunate that he met an Onmyoji when he was training at Dongsang. Onmyoji are not uncommon in Dongsang and can be seen everywhere on the road. The four yin and yang families Fujiyama, Sakai, Takaizawa and Xiaochuan are even more powerful top forces. The Western continent has to go and request. On the contrary, it is De Xia, who originated from yin-yang and five elements, and now there are not many real Onmyojis to be seen. Weichenglin really wasn't worried that he would be discovered. Not an Onmyoji, so he wouldn't understand this at all. Even if Xiaoyu passed out and was sent to the hospital, modern medical equipment could not detect any problems. Mr. Si, it's just that I'm too bored in the dance studio. I'm going out for a walk. Weichenglin saw that fucking had not spoken, and his heart was beating. He lowered his head and quickly walked away from fucking. His hands suddenly numb at this moment. The paper Shikigami hidden in his sleeve fell to the ground. Weichenglin was startled and was about to pick it up. But before he could stretch out his hand, fucking finally spoke up, Shishijin, Onmyoji. Weichenglin raised his head abruptly, his pupils shrunk sharply. Fu tilted his head, what a coincidence, so do I. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 169. As if there was a huge thunder blasting in his ears, Weichenglin's ears buzzed and he was temporarily deaf. The blood all over his body flowed back in an instant, and his face flushed red. He completely forgot to react, and stared blankly at fucking, bending down, picking up the Shikigami he had fallen, and crushing it bit by bit. Shikigami isn't used that way. Fucking snapped his fingers and smiled slightly, I want this. SHH. In the quiet grove, a wisp of fire suddenly burst out, just brushing Weichenglin's hair. He collapsed to the ground with a thump, a burning smell lingering on the tip of his nose, and he could also feel the tingling pain on his skin. But none of this compares to the shock and disbelief in Weichenglin's heart. The extreme fear made him unable to even utter a scream, his thoughts were completely confused, he was shivering with chills, and he was horrified. How can that be? No matter where he is, Onmyoji are the guests of the major clan alliances, and it is too late to ask, how can he still be in the entertainment circle? Crazy. Weichenglin did not go through systematic training, so naturally he could not be called an Onmyoji. But that doesn't mean he doesn't understand the group of Onmyoji. The more powerful the Onmyoji, the more perfect the control of the power of yin and yang and the five elements. This requires a certain amount of experience. Those internationally renowned Onmyoji have to go up in their 70s no matter what. Of course, there is no shortage of talented young Onmyoji. It is said that the young head of the Fujiyama family is only 24 years old and has been able to compete with the elders. but the Fujiyama family spent countless resources, and they cultivated such a person. How old is Si fucking? 18 only. The children of other yin-yang families at this age are still learning and exploring. Wei Qinglin's head rose sharply, and a phantom appeared in front of him. Si fucking walked to the place he covered with weeds, bent down, and said indifferently, I still learned well. I don't know that Daxia is the ancestor. I really think Daxia's onmyoji are all disappeared. Wei Qinglin was still speechless, he was dumbfounded until a voice sounded. Hey! Big brother, what are you doing? Ji Xingzi jumped off the wall. Didn't you say you could hand it over to me? I swear I came here as fast as I could. Move your muscles and bones. Si fucking tapped the ground with his toes, just in time. Clean up. I'll take a look. Ji Xingzi walked over. That's it, I can draw when I was 3 years old. What kind of garbage formation, but my heart is very poisonous. I want others to continue to weaken and die. Tisk tisk. Si fucking said faintly, you were not beaten by your grandfather when you were young, right? Just him, he can't catch up with me at all. Ji Xingzi rolled up his sleeves. I'll break it down for you in minutes. Wei Qinglin watched the young man dressed in ordinary clothes easily break the formation he had prepared for half a month. His throat seemed to be blocked. You are. Xiao's surname is Ji. Ji Xingzi turned around and patted his face. You're unlucky when you meet Xiao, and the old ancestor's place has an axe. How can you be so confident? Ji. His surname is Ji, and he is still an onmyoji. Wei Qinglin's pupils dilated. Ji family. You. He couldn't take it anymore this time, his eyes darkened, and he passed out. Si fucking kicked Ji Xingzi and raised his chin. What's wrong with him? I didn't move anything except the possibility of him cultivating the power of yin and yang and the 5 elements. Ji Xingzi took a step back. I was attacked by my own formation, and I will have mental problems after waking up, that's all. The body still wants to be an onmyoji. The saying that onmyoji is weak is based on the fact that after the battle of onmyoji, the real weak can't bear the overwhelming power of the 5 elements of yin and yang. Si fucking took out his mobile phone. Well, it's self-inflicted. Hey, director, I was walking here, and I met a student who fainted. The phone was dialed, and she said, the situation is quite urgent. Come over quickly. When the call was over, Si fucking turned his head. Okay, you leave first, and I'll invite you back to dinner. Small thing. Ji Xingzi scratched his hair. I don't want you to invite me to dinner, I want you to beat me with that lightning. Yesterday, he was almost so angry that 1 Buddha was born and 2 Buddhas ascended to heaven. He thought he was holding a thigh, but it was better to let him play the copy himself. The dead otaku still didn't speak, like a mute. He hates. If he saw this dead otaku one day, he would definitely beat him up. Si fucking folded his arms. I'll beat him. When the OPL starts, will you join? OPL? Oracle International Professional League. Ji Xingzi was surprised. I asked him to come out and he didn't want to. He would go to the OPL? This electric god is used to being a loner, and I don't know where it came from. You have to see if the Western God team will be provocative. Si fucking shook his phone. I'm here waiting for the ambulance, and the instructor's job is still in place. You're quite a professional star. Ji Xingzi muttered and ran over the wall again. As soon as he left, the director and planner hurried over, followed by several doctors and nurses. The medical staff lifted Wei Qinglin onto a stretcher when his body suddenly trembled and he foamed at the mouth. An ambulance followed and soon sent Wei Qinglin to the hospital. After receiving the phone call from the hospital and the results of the examination, the planner was shocked. Mental history. He actually concealed such an important thing. Si fucking comforted, don't panic, it may be that he committed the crime today. He also signed an agreement, and it has nothing to do with the program team. Plan. He was not comforted. Have you called his agency? The director asked the coordinator on the side. Their trainees are so seriously mentally ill, how can they still be sent to the draft? What is this for? Fight. The coordinator wiped his sweat. His agency doesn't know what's going on, saying that he has always been in good shape, and this has never happened before. The plan lit a cigarette. It is estimated that it is a family genetic disease, and there is an incubation period. Fortunately, Teacher SI found it early, otherwise it will be difficult to explain it later. Weichenglein's ranking is quite high. The director shook his head. It must be a steady debut, it's a pity. The matter has been resolved. SI fucking nodded. Since that's the case, I'll go back first. Planning nodded. Teacher SI walked slowly. Weichenglein has become like this. It is difficult to even wake up in a short period of time, and the only way to go is to retire. Soon, after negotiating with Weichenglein's brokerage company, the program team issued an emergency withdrawal announcement. A trainee withdrew before the night of the group formation, which is a huge thing. Why did Weichenglein suddenly withdraw from the competition? Shady again. It shouldn't be. I saw it. He was carried out of the training camp by the medical staff. I heard that he had a mental attack. Fortunately, the program team treated him in time, otherwise he would be a fool. Have a history of mental illness and dare to participate in the draft. What if I draw a knife and kill someone tonight, scared to death? Alas, what a pity. He sings and dances well, but if he is mentally ill, he should recuperate. Weichenglein's fans are also very sad. However, the sudden onset of the disease was something that no one could have expected, and there were voices of regret below his retirement Weibo. But there is no shortage of other voices. As soon as Weichenglein withdrew from the competition, the 10th place was going to die of joy. He was lucky. Then let's see who the 9th place on the night of the group formation will be, the Son of Heaven's chosen. The countdown to the announcement of the night of the group formation began, and all parties were preparing. In particular, several investors who invested in this program attach great importance to the night of group formation. The biggest investor this time is Fast Travel. Suxing is a well-known sports brand in Daxia. Chairman Su Jingshan and the Liu family are related by marriage, and there are many cooperations in business. It is unabashed to say that this time the draft is just to cheer up the road and hate one person. There are a few days left. This Saturday will be the night of the group formation. Su Jingshan lit the ash. What about the current ranking? The special assistant handed over a list. After reading it, Su Jingshan frowned. What's the matter with this vote? Who were the ones who started to decide? Why did Lu Yan in the C position fall to the 4th place? Lu Yan also had strength, otherwise he would not have been known as the C popular candidate together with Xiaoyu at that time. The special assistant hesitated. His strengths have not been shown in the 3 performances, and his shortcomings have been clearly seen, and a lot of fans have lost. Don't worry about that. Su Jingshan waved his hand. It's enough to change the ticket at that time. The 4th and the 1st place will be dropped, and these few people will also have to change their rankings. Whether it can debut or not, and what ranking it is, of course, the investor has the final say. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 170. Brother Su, this you must not move, it's too obvious for position C to move on the side, a middle-aged man who was also an investor said with a smile. Didn't you look at his votes carefully? The top 9 are others. The total of 8 people is not as high as his fraction, and there is a fault. If you move, I see that those sportswear and shoes under your banner will be boycotted. Your company's target group is these young people. Hearing this, Su Jingshan read it carefully again, only to find that Xiaoyu had one more vote than others. He couldn't help taking a breath. How did he get so many votes? Part of the fan vote needs to spend money, and there are restrictions on the votes that can be obtained by throwing money. Xiaoyu has billions of votes, and money can't buy it. It can only be voted by millions of fans every day. The amount of live powder is terrifying. He has strong ability and good appearance, so he will definitely attract fans. The middle-aged man patted him on the shoulder. Brother Sue, you can bring out a real top-notch in this show. He is still a personal trainee, you can absolutely go make a good relationship. Debut is top-notch. The great Xia Empire has almost none. The middle-aged man's eyes are vicious. With Xia Yu's strength, sooner or later he will be able to touch Glen's threshold. Yes, I can't move. Su Jingshan breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, brother, you reminded me. When the strength reaches a certain level, the capital cannot be suppressed. Then change the Su Jingshan pointed to the list, change Lu Yan to the second place. Note down. This Xiu, and these two, I'll change them to the 9th place. Su Jingshan added, their agency doesn't pay attention to them, and we don't need to support them. Unlike the companies behind the other trainees, they are very knowledgeable and have specially handed him a lot of resources. The final list is thus settled. There is no need to notify the program team, and we can't help you quickly. Su Jingshan lit a cigarette, then we will take over the whole group on the night of the group. By the way, there is one more person who can pay attention. The dance instructor on the show is an adult. The middle-aged man pushed a photo over. Look, how is it? In the photo is Sci-fi. She didn't send a selfie, it was a screenshot from a fan. It's not intensive, but it's shocking at first glance. You look really good. Su Jingshan narrowed his eyes. How can you give it to me? You're not interested. The middle-aged man shook his head. I dare not, the family is strictly controlled. Su Jingshan sneered and didn't believe it. Wait for a few days, when the show's popularity has passed, I want it naturally. A-list stars have to rely on him for resources. Sci-fi is just a traffic idol, and he has no background. He beckoned and came. Su Jingshan handed the photo of Sci-fi to the special assistant. After the group night is over, stare at her. The special assistant should go down and prepare. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Sci-fi came out of the training camp to visit Gu Wenzu. The two had dinner together. Alan, I watched your show. Gu Wenzu pushed his glasses. What kind of makeup is that? I really didn't dare to recognize it. Kilmat Sci-fi unscrewed a bottle of Coke and raised his eyebrows. You don't understand the trend. I really don't understand. A good face, painted like a ghost. Gu Wenzu said slowly. Fortunately, you have taken it off now, otherwise I might not be able to eat. He suddenly remembered something again, and paused. Your current status, is it inappropriate for me to call you Alan? Sci-fi was stunned for a moment, then chuckled. Let's call it Alan, you're used to it, and so am I. Suddenly changing my words, I really can't get used to it quickly. Gu Wenzu snorted coldly. Maybe Yunlin's name is not true. After you left, I dug 3 feet into the ground and couldn't find you. What's more amazing is that neither T18 nor 0 can crack your IP address. How can I have such an amazing student as you? Sci-fi was not humble at all, that's why they can't. Be careful, you will be arrested one day. Gu Wenzu sighed. Okay, you can go back and rest, I will go there on Saturday night, not to pick me up. Teacher, you must be quiet. Sci-fi leaned up. Your face is a symbol of the fashion industry, don't scare the children. Gu Wenzu waved his hand. I know it in my heart. Sci-fi withdrew after leaving a few pots of tea. At the door of the mall outside, I saw an advertisement for the May promotion, and there were many clothes she liked in the advertisement. Sci-fi took a photo and posted it on the Moments. It's summer, it's time to wear a skirt. When the draft is over, she must go shopping. As soon as the circle of friends was posted, the red dot kept jumping. Gee, big brother, don't be like a woman, I'm afraid, you man. Sci-fi returned the word go away to him, and put the phone back in his pocket with a blank expression. She didn't ride a bicycle, and paced back to the small courtyard of the villa from the city center. When we got back, it was already 9 o'clock. The light in the living room was still on. As soon as she came in, Yu Tang waved excitedly, "Ching ching, hurry up and take a look." Huh, I fucking walked over and saw all kinds of gift bags on the sofa. "What is this?" "Your little summer dress, Yu Tang Xingxinjian, it's so pretty, I'm looking forward to wearing a dress on the night of the group, isn't it too much?" I fucking, huh. "Uncle Ninth bought it," Yu Tang said, "didn't you post a circle of friends?" I fucking was stunned for a moment, and subconsciously looked at the man beside him. "Boss, do you know how to use moments?" Yu Zian raised her head and looked back at her with a slight smile. "Old antique." "No, boss, you are trendy." I fucking looked serious. "Thank you, boss, for caring about the employees. I really love you and love you with all my heart. I'm going back to study." Yu Tang winked and ran upstairs. Yu Zian leaned over to pick up the teacup and said, "After the recording of Youth Boy, do you still have a variety show?" "Well," I fucking nodded, "it's the assistant director of Daxiatai who was with us last time. It's a survival show. I like it. The first season is 5 episodes, and each episode is divided into 2 broadcasts. It will take more than 2 months to record." Yu Zian hummed, "Then let them come back in August." I fucking thought thoughtfully, "Boss, won't be your company, right?" Yu Zian smiled calmly, "I'm a waste." I said, "You're not to mention you'll be fine soon." I fucking picked out a few bags. "I'll try it." After she went to the dressing room to try on a few skirts, she finally realized something was wrong. Some fit too well. Better than the size she bought herself. Especially breasts. As if seeing her confusion, Yu Zian raised her voice lightly, visually. I fucking. After a few seconds, she finally found a suitable word to praise. "Boss, your eyesight is really good." She quickly put away the rest of the skirt and carried it upstairs. Yu Zian put down the teacup and thought casually. Just like a little girl now. Really cute. Saturday. 6 p.m. Linkhung Town Hall, brightly lit. Hundreds of thousands of fans came here today, all surrounded by the outside, and a lot of security personnel were dispatched. After nearly 3 months of drafting, it is finally coming to an end today. Some are excited, some are malicious. In the VIP passage, a car stopped and a foreigner got down. Lin Qingjian, who had been waiting for a long time, stepped forward and said respectfully, "Hello, Mr. Mel, I didn't expect you to come here in person. It really makes us shine." "I didn't come here specifically to find you either," Mel said lightly, without giving face, "I just stopped by to have a look. By the way, let's see if I can meet Mr. Gu Wenzu." Of course he wouldn't say it. Not to mention Lin Qingjian, even a few top streaming stars in Daxia are not qualified to meet Gu Wenzu. "Mr. Mel is already our honor to come." Lin Qingjian kept her attitude low. "Today you are an absolute heavyweight guest. If possible, I hope you can give a speech at the end of the show." She couldn't contain the joy in her heart. Originally, she just hired an apprentice under Mel, and she knew it when she went to Glen to rub the red carpet. Who would have thought that Mel would come in person? This time, she wanted to see who else I fucking could invite, who could be bigger than Mel. Okay, Mel tidied up his clothes. "I also hope that in your draft this time, there will be trainees who can catch my eye, not just a bunch of money and traffic." Lin Qingjian smiled. "Mr. Mel will definitely not be disappointed. There is a trainee named Lu. He is quite good." The two were talking when another car stopped behind them. The door opened, and Gu Wenzu came down from above.